Welcome to the DCBL Stadium in Widnes. It's round 11 championship action. Featherstone Rovers 10 from 10. Can we keep that momentum going at the top of the league? The last time I was here on Rovers TV, everyone was in that stand there. It was 2011, 4th of September. Featherstone Rovers won the league. We weren't presented with a shield that day, but the fans, you fans, turned out in fancy dress, made your own shields. Widnes finished 5th. They went promoted, but the real champions were Featherstone Rovers. Let's see how we fare today. I'll give you the team news this afternoon. First of all, the Vikings side. They line up at fullback with Matt Fleming. The wings are Ryan Ince and Kieran Dixon, Zach Eckersley and Joe Edge in the centres. Changes at half-back, both regular half-backs, Danny Craven and Gilmore out injured. So it's Joe Lyons and captain Jack Owens in the halves this afternoon for the Vikings. Owen Farnworth, Matty Fozzard and ex-Rover, of course, Callum Field in the front row. Jacob Jones, Sam Wilde and Jordan Johnston make up the back three. Ollie Davis, Lewis and Max Roberts and Ant Walker on the bench, and Will Tilecki is the 18th man should he be required. Featherstone Rovers, Sean Long just makes one change to the starting 13, an enforced change. Joey Lalua out with a groin injury. Craig Hall comes in to replace him at centre, and two changes on the bench. Mackenzie Yeh and Arama Howe come into the side for Craig Kopchak and Junior Moores. Featherstone Rovers team in full. Caleb Akins at fullback, Luke Briscoe, and leading scorer Gareth Gale with 11 on the wings. Josh Hardcastle and Craig Hall in the centres. Thomas LeCann's partners Riley Dean in the halves. Gadwin Springer, Matty Wilde, James Lockwood is the front row. Lockwood the captain, of course. Brad Day, Jack Bussey in the second row, and Daniel Smith continues at loose forward. On the bench for Rovers this afternoon, Connor Jones, John Davis, Mackenzie Yeh and Arama Howe. Junior Moores is the 18th man should he be required. Not a bad day for rugby league here in Widnes. Not too warm, sun's not shining, but it's a pleasant, clear day, and the teams are just making their way out onto the field now. James Lockwood leading out the Featherstone Rovers side. Jack Owens leading out the Vikings. The last time I commentated in here on Rovers TV was the 4th of September 2011. Rovers confirmed victory in the league that day. I think it was 44 points to 4 the score, but Widnes Vikings finished in 5th, and ironically, as sometimes happens in this sport, with a club promoted to Super League. So we have some fond memories of that day. The shield wasn't presented here, but the Featherstone fans came in fancy dress, in numbers, made their own shields, and then we had a party back at the clubhouse. So teams are out, we're just awaiting the referee, who today is Liam Rush from the Dewsbury and Batley Society. I think I'm right in saying he's the youngest full-time referee in the sport, 21 years old. And it's going to be Widnes playing right to left to get the game underway. Matt Fleming's going to get us started. So we're underway. Deep kick-off. It's going to be Lockwood on the first return. Makes it out of the 10-metre area and then goes to ground 12 metres out from his own line. Matty Wilde is in at dummy half. It's Hardcastle coming out of yardage. Makes it out to the 20. Good quick play of the ball as well. Finishes on his front. And now it's taken forward by Springer. Another good 10-12 metres gained on the play. Rovers keep working it to the right-hand side, through the hands of Dean to Bussey. Another 10, 12, 13, 14 metres as Rovers play the ball 5 metres inside their own half. Wilde just has to check his pass as Lyons was in the way behind the ruck, and Rovers have made it over the halfway line into Widnes territory. It's 5th and last tackle for Featherstone Rovers. Ball comes to Dean, kicks from just inside the Widnes half, and it's taken by Kieran Dixon and Craig Kopchak. Oh, we'll just see this because Dixon almost broke free, but pretty good steady first set for Rovers there. Got to the end of the set and got the kick away. Yeah, first good set there, you know. Tensions are quite high at the moment, but yeah, we're settling in now. Really good set there. Let's just hope we can contain them now. So Rovers defending and defending well. Controlling the ruck on that occasion, push the Widnes player back. Another 3 or 4 metres and Widnes play the ball inside their own 40-metre area. They bring it to the left-hand side of the field now. The Rovers defence slides across. Riley Dean completes the tackle. Widnes up to the halfway line in the shape of Farnworth. Well dealt with by Featherstone Rovers. It's fifth and last for the Vikings. So both teams completing their first sets, which both coaches will be pleased to see. So IK Kins underneath it and takes the ball comfortably. Widnes have a good defensive line and a good defensive first set for Rovers there, Copper.
Yeah, very good set. It's going to be a real arm wrestle here. I think who's going to crack first at the moment.
Just 2 minutes into the game, Featherstone Rovers play the ball on their own 20 in the shape of Gareth Gale, and this time they take it down the left side of the field, and it'll be Briscoe plays the ball just outside his 30. LeCans' first receiver. Gets the ball onto Daniel Smith. That's just gone above the horizontal, says the referee Liam Rush, so Rovers will get the first penalty of the game, and it's not the best pitch to be landing on your shoulder, is it, Craig?
Definitely not, no.
So it's
having a word as well, yeah.
He's going to have a word with the Vikings player, Farnworth, about that. And it was a physical game last week, Copy. I mean, certainly Sheffield came out, and I think that's what Featherstone Rovers can expect, isn't it? That's what the opposition are going to look to do. Yeah,
definitely. I think John Keir will have looked at that last week and probably G'd up there with his players, to come out and have a go at us and maybe put us off our game.
So Rovers will restart with the second phase of the penalty. 4 metres inside their own half of the field. It's in the early stage of this game, but on the first tackle, Rovers are into Vikings territory, and it's a good quick play the ball from Ye, and Rovers are on the front foot down the left edge of the field. Brad Day down that left edge, almost bursting through the line, gets his nose through the line and gets a quick play the ball as a result. LeCan shows it to a couple, goes to his half-back partner Dean. He's scragged though, is Dean, by Joe Lyons for the Vikings, and Dean will play the ball 30 metres out. Here's Dan Smith. This time he offloads as he hits the line, and it's a Copy on his outside shoulder. Not Copy, Lockwood on his outside shoulder. Rovers work it to Day again, who crashes into the line. He'll play it 5 metres out. Fifth and last for Featherstone Rovers. Here's LeCans dancing towards the line, but the Vikings defence is up to that, but not a bad area of the field to hand the ball over.
Great area to turn over in now. Let's just D up now here and make sure that's a positive end.
So the Vikings bringing it out tough. 2 tackles gone. They're just out of their own 10-metre area. Rovers get numbers in the tackle. 4 players in that tackle, led by Matty Wildy. But half a break there from the Vikings. They just managed to hold on to him, did Jack Bussey. But the Vikings are moving forwards here up to the 40. It's a good set out of yardage for the hosts. 5 minutes of the game played. We await the first score. Kicking from dummy half is Fozzard for Widnes. Looking to turn Rovers around, but Gale takes the ball pretty comfortably and returns it with interest, and he's almost at the 30 when the tackle comes in. Here's Hall. Hall will play the ball just inside his own 40-metre line. Hardcastle gets Rovers within 3 or 4 metres of Vikings territory, and he'll play the ball to Wildy. This time he goes to his left, to Smith, who brings in LeCans. First touch for Howe. No. Akins across. Howe's not on the field. Here's Gadwin Springer. That's good defence though from the Vikings. Farnworth involved alongside Lyons, and Rovers get to the end of the set, and it's a kick from LeCans. It's high, it's not very deep. It's taken by the Vikings, but the Rovers are straight on there, and just a steady set of 6 there for the Rovers. But no mistakes.
No mistakes, that's the key. We're sticking in there with this arm wrestle. Like I said, it's going to be the who first, cracks first. You can just feel the intensity is just ramped up a little bit from both sides as well. So the crowd are getting behind Widnes, so we really need a big D set here with no penalties.
Let's see what this D is like then, as Farnworth, certainly the busiest of the Vikings forward, takes it in to the defensive line. He gets a quick play of the ball because he manages to keep his feet. And then the Vikings come down the left-hand side of the field with Wild. Further down the left, the short side they come, and it's a kick infield from Joel Lyons, operating in the halves. It's collected by Brad Day at the back. He just loses his foot in, but he gets up, takes Rovers out to the 10, and pretty comfortable, really, copy at the end of that set for Rovers.
Yeah, comfortable in the end there, yeah. Again, a really good D set. We just need to turn it around now with this attack.
Tied as a drum here at the DCBL Stadium. Rovers play the ball with LeCans on their own 30-metre line. Here's Lockwood, captain, takes it forwards. Almost out to the 40, pretty central field position, so Wildy's got options. He comes to his right, to Dan Smith. Further on to Dean. Akins joins from the back. Hardcastle takes Rovers into the Vikings half of the field. It's fifth and last play though. What have Rovers got at the end of the set? Here's Dean, he sees what's in front of him and plays what's in front. But Hardcastle can't take the ball in. Rovers come up with an error. But let's not just focus on the error yet, Copy. I mean, Riley Dean, it's a shot out on him. He changed his mind from the kick, played what was in front of him, and it was a good option. Just execution wasn't quite there.
No, Riley saw something there on the short side, and I don't think Josh was expecting it. To be fair, after that carried him before, so a little bit unlucky. But that could have easily been the try in the corner.
It's a good, intense game in these first 8 minutes over here in Widnes. That looks a hint of a forward pass, yeah. We have a good view up here. We've got a perfect position on the halfway line. And again, yeah. Certainly flat balls from the ruck. So Widnes play it just inside the Rovers half of the field. Jack Owens goes through his hands and they work it to the right edge, but it's intercepted. What happened there? Did it come off
off Hall. He re-gathered it.
Came off a Rovers player, Widnes re-gathered it. And it's going to be head and feet to the Vikings. So they'll start a set in good field position just inside the Rovers half of the field. So some defending to do here for Featherstone Rovers. Scrum goes down in the centre of the field. Taken out of the back for the Vikings. They work it down the left edge. This is Joe Edge. Strong player is Joe Edge when I've seen him play for the Vikings in the left centre. They go the more direct route up the middle this time. Wildy and Bussey complete the tackle for Rovers. Now they work it to the right hand side of the field. Owens brings one of the forwards crashing onto the ball, but it's good, solid defence by Featherstone Rovers. They don't put the man to ground though, and Widnes bring it back to the middle of the field and now to the left-hand side of the field. It comes out to Dixon on the wing. He just has to check his run to take that ball in. That's good contact in the tackle from Featherstone Rovers. But the Vikings just 6 metres away. What can Rovers do here defending their own line? That's good work. Good work there from Dan Smith. Fifth and last for the Vikings. Rovers a little bit short at mark of defence, but Owens kicks it down that far side of the field. The kick looks a bit strong. It's parried back on the inside. All picks it up one-handed. Beautiful offload from Craig Hall as he was going into touch. Akins comes and takes it, and Rovers take the first tackle out of the 20, but wonderful work from Craig Hall there.
Yeah, lovely there, yeah. Showed his experience there. He could have easily gone into touch, but found that right pass. And I think Gale's away now.
Here's Gale down the middle of the field. He brushed off a couple of defenders. He's going to score the first try for Featherstone Rovers. It comes on the 10-minute mark. We were just talking there about the great work by Craig Hall. It was another outside back, Gareth Gale, who just took the ball from the ruck area, bounced off a couple of men, and he crosses for his 12th try of the season.
Yeah, wow. Great transition again. We're on our own try line. Craig Hall comes up with that fabulous pass, back on the inside, and then started the ball rolling, and, Gaz Gale does what he does best, runs straight and hard, straight through the defence and scores under the sticks.
And a word on Gazgale Copy. I mean, he's really seems to have got his confidence back this season under Sean Long. He was in and out of the side a little bit last year, but he's a strong guy, isn't he? A proven try scorer.
Very strong guy. Yeah. Like you say, his confidence now is beaming, and it's showing. 12 tries now, is it? 12 tries.
12 tries, yeah.
Yeah, so you can tell, his confidence is really high at the moment.
2 hat-tricks as well this season for Gareth Gale. It's going to be Craig Hall with the kicking duties today. When we were down to Bussy kicking last week, we were, he did well, didn't he, with that touchline conversion. Awesome kick from Bussy last week, but we have 2 regular kickers in the side today with Riley Dean and Craig Hall. It looks like Craig Hall has got the nod, and he won't mind this one. Just a metre to the left of the uprights, 10 metres out, looking to add the extras to Gareth Gale's try, which he does without any problem. 12 minutes of the game gone. Featherstone Rovers lead the Widnes Vikings by 6 points to 0. You can hear that travelling support on the far side from Featherstone. They're in the corner of the stand, the opposite stand from where we call the game here at the DCBL Stadium. And they always travel in numbers, Copy, and they always make some noise. It makes a difference.
Very loud and proud. It's great to have it out there.
So 6-0. The Vikings in no rush to restart here. It's going to be restart from Eckersley this time. Deep kick.
Yeah, good save, Lockie.
Lockie takes it with no problem, returns it, and accelerates as he goes into the defensive line. Good work from the captain. He plays the ball 18 metres out from his own line, and now it's Brad Day taking it forward. Well handled actually by the Widnes defenders. Ball comes to Smith. He offloads to Dean. Further wide we go through the hands of Akins. It comes to the wing and Briscoe. Briscoe, he steps out of the first attempted tackle from Lions. Gets a few more metres on the play and a quick play of the ball as well as he keeps his feet. Here's Akins. Rather ran out of room, so he takes the tackle, but Rovers, good set this. They're up into the Widnes 40. Good set on the back of that first try. Here's Smith, looking for the offload, but decides to hold on to the ball, and it's 5th and last for Featherstone Rovers. They're going to come down the right with Dean. This time he does kick the ball, and it goes high in the air. It's a good take at the back for the Vikings, and the chase is completed by Bussy, but a real good set on the back of that try-scoring set there, Copy.
Yeah, really good set after points. We talked about that in training all week. Complete that next set after your points. We've done that there, great.
Strong start from Featherstone Rovers. Not many errors in this first 15 minutes. The completion rate is good. That'll please Sean Long as the Vikings look to bring the ball out of their 20. They just about do so. Fozzard from dummy half. Dixon looking for work in the middle of the field, but he's well handled, well wrapped up by the Rovers defenders. They control the ruck, put him to ground as well. And Fozzard this time goes to his right. Jack Owens kicking from in his own 30-metre area. That's good for Rovers. Good defensive set. And here's Gale to return the ball for Featherstone Rovers, and he's out of the 30 before the first tackle is completed. Akins steps into dummy half. It's going to be Hardcastle to take it forward this time. Oh, strength from Hardy.
Carry, very good carry.
Strength. Always strikes me, Craig, as being one of the strongest guys in the Rovers side.
Yeah, when you look at him, he don't look like a forward, but when he does run hard like a forward.
Certainly moves people. Rovers work it back to the middle of the field. Here's Lockwood. Oh, he gets the ball out of an attempted Farnworth tackle. So Rovers on the second phase pinch 6 or 7 more metres. Rovers keep going down the left with LeCans. He injects a bit of pace and then a good short ball as well. That day, I think it was coming onto that ball for Featherstone Rovers. It's 5th and last. Rovers 12 metres away. LeCans takes control down the right. It's a kick in field, and it's just managed to be grounded by Fozzard for the Vikings. Akins was hunted. Brilliant way to finish the set, no Copy, and it'll be a goal line dropout. Rovers will get the ball back.
You know, we've had that patience there, you know, from scoring our try. We've had 2 completed sets. Now we've got the dropout here, so yeah, really good.
Gareth Gale with that first try. He's chasing Lachlan Walmsley at the top of those championship try-scoring charts. I think that'll make him 1 behind Walmsley, the man from the Halifax Panthers, of course. Here's Mackenzie A. And Springer. My apologies. Yeah. Well, he ran like Mackenzie A. Only one way. Lockwood takes it up into the 20. Rovers just 2 or 3 tackles gone and in great field position here. Wildy's a dummy half. Here's Dan Smith, been busy as lovely ball from Dean to Bussey. Unlocks the Widnes defence. Rovers score their 2nd try of the afternoon on the back of 2 great carries from the forwards copy, and then it was over to the half-backs and Bussey just hit the gap at speed.
That's it. I mean, we had that patience, you know, from the first try. 2 completed sets, and it's resulted in, again, another try. So if we can continue doing that throughout the game, you know, we can make it an easy afternoon.
Yeah, it's certainly a cracking start from Featherstone Rovers. Never easy coming and playing against a John Keir side. Sure, it's never easy playing on a surface like this. Although in some ways, you know, Rovers have liked to play the game copy. So you know, probably bad on the knees and the backs of you forwards, but good for those who like to get their heads up and play.
Yeah, definitely.
10-0 Rovers lead. 18 minutes gone. Craig Hall eyeing up his 2nd conversion of the game. This time he's 10 metres to the right of the uprights. He's put the ball on the kicking tee, 15 metres back from that try line. Been in and out of the side this year as Craig Hall, but never ever lets his side down. Strikes it now with the right boot. Goes between the posts, right through the centre of the post. And after 18 and a half minutes, it's Featherstone Rovers who lead by 12 points to 0. Perfect start, really, I imagine, Copy, as far as what Sean Long would have been looking for. Dominate the first 20.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Like I say, again, this is going to be another crucial set, you know, complete after points. You know, be patient, and points will come after the back end of that. But yeah, as for Sean Long, I think he'll be very pleased with that start.
Here's Lockwood again, bringing the ball forward from the kick-off, the restart. Riley Dean, he's a dummy half. In many ways the creator of strong Featherstone Rovers forward pack. Finished off by Bussey, of course. Here's Springer. Really goes into contact, runs over the top of the Widnes Vikings player with Max Roberts, I think, on off the bench, and Featherstone Rovers are now into the Widnes half of the field. You can get involved, hashtag WidVFev on the socials. The quarter of this game ticks by. Rovers on the last, kick in with Riley Dean, testing Kieran Dixon out on this left side of the field. It's a good chase from Briscoe, but he misses the tackle, and you don't want to give Briscoe open space to run into it. You don't want to give Dixon open space to run into. He does well there in the end, does Riley Dean and Akins, to get back and complete the tackle. But Widnes have good field position here, and probably the first defensive lapse for Rovers there. So, what can Rovers do in defence in their own 20? Bring the ball back to the middle of the field to the Vikings, and Rovers restrict them to that 20-metre zone. Johnston plays the ball, and they bring it left to the Vikings. And they work it to this left-hand side to Dixon, but they ran out of space. The Rovers defence came across, and well, I guess when you've made a little bit of a mistake, there's one thing you can do, you can make amends for it, and Luke Briscoe certainly did there, and Rovers will get the ball back, no damage done.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's the danger with Dixon, at the back there, he can find space, and he's got pace to burn, hasn't he? So it's important that we tighten that defence up, on the kick chase.
I remember a Challenge Cup game when Featherstone Rovers played away at Super League London Broncos. There was nothing between the sides really, but 2 breakaway tries from Kieran Dixon down in the capital, and playing in the championship for a few years, but he's a good, quick player at this level is Dixon. But anyway, this is about the Rovers and Brad Day. Great drive from Brad Day coming out of his own 20-metre area, makes it out to the 30 and gets a pretty good play of the ball on the back of it. Here's Gadwin Springer skittling them all over. Rovers out to the 40. This is good from Featherstone Rovers. 12-0 they lead. 22 minutes of the game has gone. Here's Bussey, scorer of the last try. Thought he had a fantastic game last week with Jack Bussey. Certainly enjoyed sparring with his old mate Senny Lefeu. Certainly Bussey came off the better of the two over the game. And Rovers work it to a last play, and Dean again kicking to Dixon. Good play that from Ardcastle, let him land, didn't give the penalty away, and that's good discipline.
Yeah, really good discipline there. That's the way to deal with him as well.
Absolutely, don't give him any space, get in his face. The Widnes bring it forward. There's a bit of a swing there from Springer. I think he got beaten with the footwork, but it's a penalty given away nonetheless. And Widnes will move forward on the back of that. That try for Jack Bussey was his 5th try of this season. Good return from the Rovers forward. I think the leading try scorer in the Widnes side has got 5 tries. No player got more than 5 tries for the Vikings. Oh, good tackle. Great defence. Lacans and Day. Defends strongly for his size, does Thomas Lacans. But here Widnes down the right hand side of the field, and it is that man again, Lacans, first to contact in defence. 21 metres away, the Vikings. Fozzard at dummy half. It's a set restart as well. So Rovers some defending to do here. That was a flat ball into forward, and it was too far in front of Farmouth to take it. So they've blown it there of the Vikings in the Rovers 20. 7 tackles to play with, and they turn it over on tackle 1, and the Rovers players will be pleased with that copy.
Yeah, really pleased. Really good aggressive defence, and we forced the error there. And I think one of the Widnes players are just going off from Brad Day's shot earlier.
Absolutely, that's Zach Eckersley who's making his way off. So Rovers making their presence felt.
Big Mackenzie's on now as well. Good stint from Gadwin there.
Pretty like-for-like replacement, that, innit? You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get. Mrs. Mackenzie out, and Rovers work it left to Brad Day. Just a settling set, you feel here, having faced a little bit of defensive pressure. First touch for Ye, and gets Rovers pretty much out to their 40-metre mark. Lacans operating on the left edge of the field, brings Akins into action. He finds Hall. Hall's held up on the halfway line. Lacans. Good interchange between the forwards, and a lovely ball over the top from Dean. Here's Briscoe, he's got some space to work in. He cuts back into the middle of the field where he's got more support, but he takes the tackle from Callum Field. And Rovers 10 metres out. I said will probably be a conservative set. Luke Briscoe and Riley Dean have other ideas. It's the 5th and last for Rovers. They work it down the left edge. Here's Akins. Rovers have got the numbers. The ball is behind Gale, but that doesn't stop Gareth Gale. He reaches behind, collects the ball, dives from probably 3 or 4 metres short of the line, and touches down for his 2nd try of the game, his 13th try of the season, and just take us through some of that brilliant play there, copying those last 2 tackles of that set.
Yeah, a little bit of off-the-cuff rugby there. Briscoe ended up, being disciplined, getting tackled, and on the next play we end up going scoring. So yeah, excellent play. And
it was a good play, wasn't it, down this right edge. Riley Dean really on form today, playing what's in front of him, and this time it was like the basketball pass over the top. Absolutely, and smart play from Briscoe. He didn't go down the edge, he went infield, he knew where the support play was, took the tackle, and that's what created the opportunity on the far side. Finished expertly, of course, by Gareth Gale, and Rovers lead by 16 points to 0, 26 minutes played. Perfect story, really, for Sean Long on the road. Coming off the back of a tough game last week. Of course, the Vikings, they've had a shorter turnaround. They played Batley, did they, in the Monday night game last week. Went down 11 points to 4, but probably worse than the scoreline for them. They did lose both their starting halfbacks in Danny Craven and Gilmore, and well, you've got to say that is a loss for them.
Yeah, big loss for them, yeah.
So he's not successful with that touchline effort, isn't Craig Hall, but it's a great start for Featherstone Rovers. 27 minutes of the game played. It's Widnes Vikings 0, Featherstone Rovers 16. So we haven't seen the new man Arama Howe yet, but just tell us a little bit about him, Copy. Is he a back row forward or is he a front rower?
Yeah, back row forward. He's only still 19. You never know, he could develop into a front row forward. With the size of him, he could definitely can. But I'm excited to see how he goes today as well. So, it's a penalty. Yeah, penalty there.
Well, I did note that he's played for the Australian schoolboys and the Queensland under-19s, so clearly got some pedigree there.
Definitely.
Right, Rovers will restart. Second phase penalty on their own 30. Bussey taps the ball, takes it forward himself, makes 10 metres from a standing start. Good work. Referee just halts proceedings because there's a ball on the field in back play. The ball boy goes on, cleans that up, and we're underway again, and Mackenzie Yeh takes it forward up to the halfway line. 2 tackles gone for Featherstone Rovers, and they're already in Widnes Vikings territory. Lockwood takes it forward, offloads as he hits the line. Great short ball between Smith and Day there. The home fans shouting for forward passes. There's no way it was forward, and it's ironic given that they've really been playing on the edge.
Definitely.
Rovers up into the 20. Hall will play it. Lecan's the first receiver. Shows the ball inside, goes to the second man, who is captain Lockwood. He just settles things down, creating good field position, finishing on his front, getting a quick play of the ball. Rovers go down the left. Here's Brad Day.
Yeah.
Referee's going to say he's held up, I think. But you called it, you just knew the defence were hanging back, weren't they?
Sense it there. I thought he was just going to crash over. But yeah, look at there. What a place to turn the ball over, right on the try line.
Absolutely. Great first half performance this from Featherstone Rovers. No points conceded, and not look like conceding really.
No, not at all.
3 tries of our own scored. And good defence here, restricting the Vikings to their own 10-metre area. So the response from Widnes is to go wide. Rovers defence slides across. Good work from Dean. Completes the tackle. Now it's Dixon running off first receiver. Rovers control the ruck well, slowly play the ball down. Good, strong first contact there from Lockwood. 5th and last for the Vikings. Kicking from just inside their own 40. And ball bounces. Bounces well for Featherstone Rovers. Picked up by Gareth Gale. He's out of his 20 before the contact comes in. And that was a strong defensive set from the Rovers.
Yeah, another fantastic set there. Started on their own try line, and now we're on the attack here. So another great set.
That finish from Gareth Gale, by the way, I mean, it was a beauty, wasn't it? He must have dived from 3 metres out. Very athletic in the corner. Great to see that. Of course, the corner flag is taken out of the equation now, and it really does look good for the supporters. People like Gareth Gale take advantage. Here's Davis, who's on the field for Rovers. Good first drive from him. and gets a quick play of the ball as well. It's fifth and last. Lacan's kicked high. That's well taken by the Widnes player on that far side. Hint that it could have been a bit early, Brad Day, but Rovers get away with it, and Widnes have to bring it out from a very tough position again.
Yeah, just timed it just well there, I reckon. Again, Widnes they seem to just be not taking our middles on at the moment. Obviously, we've got big middles, and they're just targeting our fringe players.
Yeah, sign of respect as they're trying to go around Featherstone Rovers. Connor Jones is on the field, by the way, for the Rovers. Looks like Wildy has probably made way. And here go Widnes with Fozzard. But again, they get to the end of the set. They're still in their own half of the field. Jack Owens kicking out of dummy half position. That's a pretty good kick, actually. That's a very good kick from Jack Owens.
Yeah, good kick from Widnes there. A bit of a breather for both sides now, with this pitch. It's very fast.
Absolutely. 32 minutes played. It's good so far for Featherstone Rovers. 16 points to 0 they lead, and it's a potentially very tough encounter. I think Widnes fourth in the league, are they?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And certainly a different proposition under John Keir, so this is good on the road from Fev. And a little bit of pushing and shoving at the ruck there results in a penalty for Featherstone Rovers. First push came in from the Widnes man, Lewis Hatton. It is off the bench.
Yeah.
And Owens, the captain, has to come from the furthest man back to speak with the referee. Whereas Bussey, who's I guess in Lockwood's off the field, he's has to walk 4 meters to learn that this decision's got. Well, I mean, the referee knows what happened.
Yeah.
It's not an on-report incident unless something happened in the tackle.
Not sure what happened in the tackle, but all I could see was a bit of a push and a shove, and I wouldn't say that was anything to put on report.
Actually, it doesn't matter whether something's on report or not. Every tackle is scrutinised.
Yeah,
You get cited for anything. So, that's that's the tackle in the air, isn't it? And there's some concern here for Riley Dean from the Widnes player, but Dean is slowly getting to his feet.
Oh, someone's.
Oh, is it the? It's the Widnes
out,
player
yeah,
that they're concerned about.
I think they both took a bang, yeah.
Possibly a clash of heads. Oh, Hatton went in head first. Dean was tipped up. Anyway, it was a pretty ugly incident. I don't think there was anything malicious, but Dean was off the ground when the contact came in, and that's always dangerous.
Yeah.
But it looks like the Widnes player has probably come worse off here. The physio puts his thumb in the air to say that Riley Dean is okay, but you would imagine that the Widnes man is going to have to go for head injury assessment here, because he clearly looked to be in a different world for a few seconds there. Buss is just having a word with the referee, Liam Rush. I'm sure
yeah,
he's.
I think he's definitely head assessment, I think.
Yeah, Hatton it is. On off the bench, not on for too long, and he's surely going to have to go for an assessment here. Situation in the game, 5 minutes to the break, maybe a couple more with. Actually, that's on my watch. The stadium clock says there's 9 minutes to the break. But the situation is good for Featherstone Rovers. 16 points to 0 is the lead. Well. He's gone from stumbling all over to sprinting off for that head assessment. He's trying to send a few signals there, I think, Coppy.
Yeah, 100%. But he's got to be smart. He's took a bit of a bang. He was all over the shot, and he's sprinted off the field. And doctors need to get an arm around him and assess him, because precautions these days. And
anyway, there's no penalty. It's just a restart. And Riley Dean plays the ball. Here's Mackenzie Yeh. Sat out the game last week, did Mackenzie Yeh? I assume that's pretty similar to yourself. Is it, Copy, just rotation in the forwards?
I think Mackenzie had a few little niggles anyway. So I think, he got himself rested up. And
here's Connor Jones.
Good
working
try.
out a dummy half, puts Rovers in great field position, sets it up nicely, 20 metres out, couple of tackles in the bank. Here's Dean, goes to his half-back partner, Lacan, and it goes out to Gale. Gale's going in for his hat-trick. The flag goes in the air, very, very close. Would have been his third of the season. You wouldn't rule him out from getting that at some point today, but not so on that occasion. But again, Rovers put the ball through hands and looked really dangerous on that left edge.
Yeah, really dangerous again with Gale there in the corner, but you're going to say fabulous tackle from the Widnes player there in the corner to stop him. He also had Craig Hall on his inside. He could have used Craig Hall there, and Craig Hall would have walked him, but he backed himself, and he just come up short.
So, restart. I'm right in thinking Lalua normally plays on the right edge, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So has Hardcastle swapped?
I think they've swapped
this
here.
week? Because Hall's on the left.
Yeah, I think they've swapped it around.
So Widnes, they have to bring it out of a tough area again, their own 20 metres on. They've got a set restart though, that'll help them. And they're out almost to the 30, and even better from a Widnes perspective, they've got a penalty now. Take some pleasing in these home fans, don't they?
They do, yeah. We're 34 minutes in, first penalty.
Is that the first penalty?
That's I think it's our first penalty, yeah.
Terrific effort. Lockie and Matty Wildy, it was confirmation, making way for Jones and Davies a few minutes ago. And the target now with 5 minutes to go will be to keep the opposition at nil. That's a strong carry though, but stuck to his task well, did Davies, having been initially knocked off his feet. That's good control of the ruck this time by Yeh and Bussey, slowing the play the ball down. Bring it down the left edge. Here's Sam Wilde for the Vikings. Jordan Johnston steps in at dummy half there. And Widnes are up into the Rovers 30. Not too often we've said that in this first half. Here's Farnworth. Not sure has he had a break, Farnworth, or has he just come back on?
I think he's just come back on, yeah.
So Widnes work it down the right. There's a mistake, and here goes Gareth Gale. He might get his hat-trick this time. Dixon's coming across, but he hasn't got enough space to make up the ground. Gareth Gale, his third hat-trick of the season. That's his third try in this game. That's his 14th try, I think, now of the season. Probably takes him to the top of the try-scoring charts. And we were just saying they were pushing on that right edge with Widnes. They pushed a bit too far. Good positional and sense play from Gareth Gale. He goes the 95 metres and gets the rewards copy.
Yeah, brilliant again. Great defensive set. Forced the error. Gareth Gale does what he does best. Picks up the scraps. Runs the full length. Try. Brilliant.
Hat-trick in the first half. Not too often you see that. First half hat-trick for Gareth Gale. And he managed to get towards the post as well, so he makes a kick a little bit easier for Craig Hall. 3 minutes to the break. Rovers now with a 20-point cushion. Will shortly be 22, you would feel, when Hall knocks this one over. He don't miss these, does he? Let's put the curse on him. I remember even Luke Cooper don't miss these.
No, I don't think I'd miss this neither.
Well, there's the challenge. Have you ever kicked one?
I've kicked maybe one, I think, in my career.
Craig Hall, no problem. 22-0, Featherstone Rovers lead, and well, you'd take that every day of the week.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, great first half. To be fair, controlled the ball, defensively outstanding, and just being patient, and the points have come.
That's it. That's exactly right, isn't it? It's I think maybe once or twice this season we could have been accused of overplaying a little bit, not playing our way into the game, but different story this afternoon.
Definitely a different story this afternoon.
Dean takes a kick-off, gives the ball to John Davis. Davis runs firstly towards the middle of the field, then he straightens up. And now it's Hardcastle. Good meters. He just always makes his meters, does Josh. So does Briscoe as well. One of the best coming out of yardage for sure. Strength. He's made 7 meters, going backwards there with 3 men on him. Right, Jones gets us moving forward, and it's Dan Smith. He had the option of Yeh, but he took it forward, then gets the offload as he goes to ground to Bussey. Bussey plays the ball 40 metres out from the Widnes line. Here's Connor Jones injecting that pace and steps out of the tackle as well. Finds Mackenzie Yeh, who puts the afterburners on. God, try here for Rovers before half time would really seal the deal on this first half. Lacans, it's too strong, is that one from Lacans, although, yeah, it's just too strong. You don't get forgiven on a surface like this, and Widnes tapped the ball quickly from their own 20s, but a rare mistake there from Rovers.
Yeah, he had the right idea. He had the right idea. Just, I think it's his first time on this kind of surface. And he learnt the hard way there, but I think for next time he'll probably kick it a little bit lighter. But yeah, great idea. If it would have pulled up, I think Caleb would have been in for another try.
And Rovers are going to get the ball back here, and that's been a feature of this first half, hasn't it? Rovers haven't made many mistakes, but when they have, they've put the extra effort in defence and created the error and turned the ball around. That's a team.
That's we spoke about this all week. Like you say, we have been overplaying a little bit, and defensively we have been leaking a little bit of some soft tries. But I think today we're fixing them areas up.
That could have been a forward pass, to be fair, but Rovers get away with that one. Ironically, the home fans didn't shout for that.
No, not. I think they've given up now. Oh, unless.
Well, the ball comes out in the tackle. It popped out 2 or 3 metres, which would suggest. I had to imagine it's a knock-on, but anyway, that is the call. Probably one of those 50-50s.
Yeah.
And well, we're up at 40 minutes on the hooter, so probably just a play or two for Featherstone Rovers, and that'll probably see the end of what is a very successful first half. So Widnes, knowing that we're up on the clock, they try an enterprising chip forward. It comes up as well as Jack Owens collects the ball. And then it's ripped out on the ground by Briscoe. Well, maybe I'm not up on the rule book. I guess you can't rip the ball out when you're on.
Yeah, I think the tackle's complete. Tackle's complete. Ripped it out, but probably thought the hooter was going to go. So it's not a bad option, but no, what's it saying? 40 on the clock here. So surely it's half time.
So can Rovers just defend their line in these dying seconds of the first half? Widnes play the ball 20 metres away. Farnworth offloads at the line. They're going to look to push it wide, our Widnes. Here's Jack Owens. Bounces off Hardcastle and sets off back the other way, but the integrity in that Rovers line was good.
Really good defence.
Jones it is who completes the tackle on Owens. Farnworth again, inside ball to Ant Walker. Walker plays the ball 10 metres out. Widnes go for the line. There is the hooter. It finishes the first half where Featherstone Rovers have had a dominant first half. The highlight is Gareth Gale's hat-trick, and well, they took some scoring as well. I remember one was a big dive in at that far corner. The other one was where the ball was worked well from right to left, and of course there was a 95-metre run down the field where he picked up a loose ball following a Vikings mistake. So 3 tries for Gale, 3 out of 4 conversions for all as well, and Jack Bussey with the other try after some brilliant play on the right edge from Riley Dean to put him through a gap on the back of a couple of great forward drives. But as well as those 22 points scored, Craig Kopchak, Sean Long will be just as delighted to keep that 0 on the board.
I think he will be. I think that's the 2 key things I picked out from that first half. Our defence and just being patient. With the ball, we've not overplayed this week. Well, this first half we've not overplayed. Our defensive effort has been outstanding, and it's reflected in the scoreboard.
Certainly has. It's a tough proposition coming in. I mean, the game's not won yet, is it? But 22 points to nil at half time. You couldn't really ask for a better start than that. And no obvious injuries as well in the Featherstone Rovers side. So, at the DCBL Stadium in Widnes, it's a perfect start to the game for Featherstone Rovers. At half time, it is Widnes Vikings 0, Featherstone Rovers 22. Join us for more live action in the second half and let us know your thoughts on the socials. #WidVFev. Welcome back to the DCBL Stadium for the second half. Great first half from Featherstone Rovers, 22 points to 0. They lead on the road here at the Widnes Vikings. And by the way, that's the 5th time this season that Featherstone Rovers had nilled the opposition in the first half. Such has been the dominance of Rovers this season. We're underway. Dixon catches the Craighall kickoff and Widnes return it with Farnworth. But the Rovers chase is good. They complete the tackle, control the ruck, and Widnes bring it out from their own 20-metre area. Featherstone Rovers playing from right to left as we watch in this second half. Obviously, it's a flat track here at the Vikings, being a artificial pitch. And 3 tackles of the second half completed as Widnes bring it down the to the right on the field. Day completes the tackle. Callum Field, ex-Featherstone Rover, of course. Winner at Wembley, if I remember rightly. It's 5th and last for the Vikings. They kick from just inside their own 40. No danger of a 40-20 there, though. Well, the ball does skip on, and Briscoe has to just go back a little bit to collect it, but then returns it well and gets out to the 20-metre line before the tackle comes in. And Copy, when you're winning 22-0, first set, defensive set of the second half, that's the way to start.
Yeah, I'd be very pleased with that if I was Showlong. You know, very good defensive set there. I was just going to say, I totally expect a different Widnes side in this second half. You know, knowing what John Keir's like, so we really do need to be really switched on in the second half.
Here's Daniel Smith. Created an impression on this short-term loan deal as Smith from Castleford. Dean takes it up over the halfway, injects a bit of pace, finds Bussey on his outside shoulder. That's good contact though from the Vikings defenders on Jack Bussey, and they've slowed him down there as Rovers reach the 5th play of the ball. So the ball comes back to Dean, who kicks high, and Owens is back and collects it for the Vikings. I mean, he was named in the half, Owens, but he seems to be have been operating for most of the game at fullback. And here's Dixon in at dummy half. Widnes bring it forward, looking to get out of their own 20, but the Rovers' defence is too strong for that. Daniel Smith again. And again, the Rovers' defence is pretty solid. Fozzard, inside ball to Farnworth. Smith again, first to the contact. This time though keeps his feet, does Farnworth. And Widnes up to the 40. But again, a good defensive set from Featherstone Rovers. Great start to the second half. In defence especially. Fozzard kicks. Good kick pressure, as you say, Copy from Jones, and that's what gives an easy ball for Caleb Akins, who attacks, and immediately Rovers out to the 40. Great set in defence, and as you say, great kick pressure.
Yeah, leads from Jones's kick pressure there, and now we're on the front foot.
Craighall takes the tackle, 5 metres short of the halfway line. LeCans is the first receiver, goes out the back to Ye. Mackenzie Ye just into the Widnes half of the field. Plays the ball to Jones, comes back to the left-hand side of the field. LeCans shows it on the inside to Akins. Takes the ball in himself. Jones gets us moving forward. Playing with speed today is Dean. He finds the offload to Craig Hall. 5th and last for Rovers. They'll play it 10 metres in from the near touchline, 15 metres out. Dean tries a little kick and to put Widnes under some pressure underneath the post. They took it well though and a little bit of a swinging arm and a flop there from Mackenzie A, and that gives the penalty to the Vikings and just relieves the pressure off the Vikings a little bit.
Yeah, it just wasn't needed, was it? To end of a good set, but see what happens here.
I think it'll just be a penalty, or
penalty, I think.
If he's consistent with earlier, it might go on report, but I don't think it warrants anything more than that on the field.
He's having a word with the touches.
Liam Rush, the referee from the Dewsbury and Batley Society. And they're just deliberating here over whether there's a decision to make on Mackenzie Yeh for
looks like
that late contact. He's calling Mackenzie Yeh over. And I think it's just, he's not gone to the pocket, has he? So it looks like it's just a talking to. But Mackenzie's on watch, you can bet that.
Something nice there, I think.
And it's a penalty to the Vikings. Might struggle to find touch here. Great work from Gareth Gale. Doesn't just score tries, but he keeps the ball in there as well. Well, knock on. The crowd shouted for it. The referee gave it. I must say, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. And plus, he's facing his own sticks anyway because he's running backwards. So confused with that one.
They failed to find touch to the Vikings, but they've got the break there one way or the other. They'll start in possession from a scrum rather than a tap, 40 metres from the Featherstone Rovers line. I've got to be honest, Coffey, nowadays I never know when the restart's going to be a play the ball or a scrum. Anyway, this time it's a scrum, and at the back of the scrum Jack Owens takes the ball down the left edge for Widnes. So some defending here for Rovers to do, because they're 25 metres away, the Vikings, and that's just the first tackle of the set. And now it's penalty after penalty because Rovers are caught offside. So Widnes really got their best chance really of the game so far. We're 46 minutes in, and they've not really looked like scoring a try. But here Callum Field takes them forward, and they have 6 tackles inside the Rovers 10-metre area. Field plays the ball 5 metres out.
6 again as well.
6 again as well. They work it out the back. Oh, Gale went for the intercept. He was hunting his fourth, and it was catchable, really, wasn't it? But anyway, the result is he knocked the ball forwards, and it'll be a restart again from a scrum for the Widnes Vikings, 10 metres away. Certainly some pressure on the Rovers' defence here. Slow to form the scrum. Thought Widnes might have been a bit keener to get on with it. Anyway, the ball goes in from Lyons, comes out. Lyons has got the ball in hand, finds Owen, he finds good Dixon. Defense. That's a good tackle, Briscoe.
Oh, he's given up a penalty.
Wow. What was it, 30 minutes for the first penalty in the first half, and that's 4, I think, at the start of the second half. And you wouldn't imagine that they're doing anything different, would you?
No.
So Widnes bring the ball back to give them some space between them and the Rovers' defensive line. That allows Farnworth to, well, you thought it might get him some speed up, but he turned his back on the defence, and he plays the ball, and that's good work from Lacan. Tomo Lacan out of the line, wraps Fozard up, and it's certainly Fozard who's playing in the halves, isn't it? Not Jack Owens for Widnes. And Lacan again, he does play his weight well in defence. Fozard shows it to a couple, then goes out to Lyons. Good defence from Featherstone Rovers. It's 5th and last, and if they can withstand this one with back-to-back penalties, set restarts. Oh, there might be another restart here if we don't clear the ruck. No, it's play on, it's 5th and last. Kick into the in-goal area. That's a good kick, is that? It's just a bit too deep. Widnes player can't get on the end of it. Really well read by Caleb Akins. Cool at the back.
Very cool at the back, but again, another fantastic defensive effort. Oh!
And now Rovers will get the penalty, so clear the decks. But yeah, you were saying, Copy, just back-to-back sets to defend.
Back-to-back sets. You know, we look like we've got a real hunger this afternoon to, you know, keep that 0. So I hope that continues. But yeah, just going back to there, another high tackle on Briscoe. Again, how many times does he do that for us? You know, gets us out of trouble and comes up with a play like that, and then now we're on the front foot.
Exactly, because when Craig Hall taps this ball, Featherstone Rovers are just 40 metres away from the Vikings line. Mackenzie Yeh takes the ball into contact, and Widnes slow the ruck down, allowed to do so as well. Lacan's the first receiver, goes out to Davis. Johnny Davis, head down, charging, great drive. Takes Rovers to within 25 metres, 2 plays gone. Referee tells him to get to his feet. Hardcastle down that right edge. Rovers 15 metres away, but 5 metres in from the far touchline side, in front of the travelling Featherstone Rovers supporters. Little inside ball, and that's Dan Smith. Great offload from Smith in the tackle, but the referee says the tackle was complete. So Smith will play the ball. Here's Bussey. Bussey shows and goes himself, and runs into a pretty robust defender in the shape of Sam Wilde for the Vikings. Smith. He's a real ball-playing number 13, is Smith, and he operates. But a quick ball here from Akins to Gale. Gale kicks it through. It comes off a Widnes player. I think it's hard to say that the Widnes player has played at that. I would have thought this is going to be a Widnes ball, but you never know. No, he's given the ball to Featherstone Rovers, and well, it did come off him, Copy, but
smart play, yeah, real smart play from Gaz there. You know, he had maybe 5 or 6 Widnes players coming over to cover defence. Gaz just puts a little toe on it. It's one of them, and it's a difficult one, but
yeah, you wouldn't be happy if you're the defensive team, but we'll certainly take that. Yeah. Davis charges into the line, 5 metres out, under the shadow of the posts. Here in Widnes, Lacans shows it, and that was good defence actually. He didn't take the dummy there, didn't the Vikings defender. Smith, this time he holds on to the ball. It got a little bit tight outside him. Dean. Oh, good quick hands from Hardcastle, well taken behind him from Briscoe as well. Slightly better execution, and Briscoe would have been away there, but as it is, he plays the ball 5 metres away. Oh, short side play! Hardcastle going for the line. The ball is stolen. Now it's Rovers' turn to have back-to-back sets. Can they do what the Vikings couldn't do a few minutes ago, but certainly applying the pressure, Copy?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely pressure being applied here, but let's just hope we can turn that into points.
Bussey dabs the ball into touch so he can bring it into a better field position, 10 metres in to execute the tap from the penalty. Here's Dan Smith. Second blown spell with Featherstone Rovers. Plays the ball, 10 metres out. Rovers stacks up on the left edge, and it comes to Craig Hall. Hall is in. He's in, is Craig Hall. Wonderful play from Hall. He just stood his defender up, handoff in the chest, and Craig Hall scores the first points of the second half for Featherstone Rovers. We've played 12 minutes. It's Widnes Vikings 0, Featherstone Rovers 26, and Craig Kopchak, after all that defence we've had to do, that's a sign of a good team, isn't it? Soak it up, go down the other end and
that's
score.
The one. Like I said earlier, you know, we've got a real hunger to defend today. We've executed perfectionately there, you know, in the corner. We've turned from defence into attack, which then leads to points.
Great work from Featherstone Rovers. Patience, we've been using that word all day. Patience is the key. Don't be afraid to defend, to soak it up, and the chances will come your way, and Rovers have got the tools to execute when those chances come our way. Week's rest next week, Craig, and then straight into the summer bash. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's one of the occasions you like to play in. You know, we're going to have I wouldn't say a week's rest, but I'd probably say we'll probably get some training, you know, in them 2 weeks and prep well for York.
Funny, the home side playing at York Stadium. You're going to play some mind games and take the home dressing room off them.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
All curled that one to the left of the uprights. Couldn't convert his own try, but that try he did score. It was the first of the second half. 26-0, Featherstone Rovers lead. 54 minutes of this game have advanced.
And I think now, yeah, he's making his debut. Arama just come straight on.
He's on with the headband on as well, looking like well, he's what, 18, 19 years old, and he's got the attire of one of the early 80s Tongan forwards. Good tackle that from the Vikings, to be fair, on Springer, who was also back on the field. So Sean Long making the changes after that try. What's happening here at this play of the ball? This is slow beyond belief. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing there, Farmless, didn't he?
Yeah.
You said they play differently, and they're certainly trying to slow the ruck down, I think, in this second half, the Vikings. First touch for Howe, and he gets an offload off the top as well. Lacan's not really much for him to capitalise on, though. He takes the tackle, plays the ball to Connor Jones. Here's Bussey at first receiver, goes behind, and out the back to Caleb Akins it goes. Akins hands off and then runs behind Riley Dean. That was okay. The defensive line wasn't too close. Here's Davis. Rovers keeping the ball alive. Great pick up off his toes from Brad Day. Feeds Hardcastle, who's ragged to the ground, but Rovers have made it into the Vikings half of the field. It's fifth and last tackle though. Ball comes to Dean, and good kick pressure from the Vikings actually. So that ball goes straight down the throat of Jack Owens at the back, and Widnes return it, and Rovers complete the tackle. Well, from that kick and that chase, that's a good place to make the first tackle there. And what shoulder contact? Who was that? Gale.
Gale, yeah.
He's having a wow of a game,
isn't he?
He's everywhere. Widnes work it to the left-hand side of the field. Again, trying to play around Featherstone Rovers. Good defensive work again from the Rovers. That's Ollie Davis with the bald head and the beard for the Vikings. And what a great defensive set. He'll be kicking from in his own 30 here, will Jack Owens. And it's good kick pressure again as well. And ball bounces nicely for Akins, who takes it on his own 30. And by the time he goes to ground, Rovers will begin again on the 40. And how many times have we said that?
Yeah, that's the pleasing thing, you know. We're sticking in that arm wrestle and we're turning defence straight into attack again.
Great offload from Briscoe and again from Jones, and 2 tackles gone, and now we're up to the Vikings 40. So good signs again here for Featherstone Rovers. Well, maybe not so good signs because he's slow to his feet, is Dean, but he looks like he's okay. And here is Arama Howe. Plays the ball 30 metres out. Here's Bussey. It's fifth and last, I think, for Rovers, is it? Here's Day. No, it's me that's lost the tackle count, not the players. Not even close. Davis. Oh, great footwork from Davis. Great offload as well, but there was no Featherstone Rovers player there, so it wasn't a great offload.
I think he was just expecting Connor Jones there, just to be on his inside. And
is he entitled to do that?
No. You know, we talked about that patience, haven't we, all game? And, you know, if John had just been patient there and maybe took the play of the ball, we could have maybe got them on the next play, but...
Still, Widnes bringing it out from a difficult area. Bussey and Howe in the tackle. Good control there from Hardcastle, was it, in defence? No, Jones. He's a quality player, he's Connor Jones, isn't he? I'm surprised no one's taken a bigger chance on Connor Jones in Super League, I have to say. Did he have a little go at Salford?
Yeah, he had a little go at Salford, yeah.
High kick, Akins takes it. Here's Gale on the return. Yeah, obviously didn't work out for him there, but he's a high quality player. Good quick play the ball from Hardcastle. Here's Day, that's how you move forwards. Rovers moving forwards up to the halfway line. Quick play the ball from Day as well. And we go again with Springer. Wonderful play from the Rovers forwards. And suddenly we're into the Vikings 40-metre area. Quarter of this game remain. Featherstone Rovers 26-0 leaders here in Widnes. Here's Hardcastle. He's had a strong game. 5th and last for Rovers. 20 metres out. Ball comes to Dean. He kicks cross field. It's well taken, and he's away as a Widnes player, and finds the wingman as well, Ince, and Ince gets inside the Rovers player, and then it's a penalty as Jack Bussey comes across. I don't think it was as bad as it looked. It was just an high-speed collision. Nonetheless, referee gives a penalty, and when you hear the crowd around us, you would imagine he's taking his head off, and it was far from that.
Yeah, to me it looked like it come off his shoulder. You know, that's a high impact collision. But again, obviously the Widnes crowd are going to get behind that, aren't they? Let's see what he says here. But
so he's only called one touch judge forward, so I think it's just going to be a penalty again. But on the back of the earlier one, he might be starting to lose his patience. He's gone for the card. Or maybe he can't find his card. I think he's getting away with the talking, you know. No, he's not. Again. Bussey apologises, but he does have to spend 10 minutes in the bin. Just mistimed at speed, I think we'd say.
That's the one, yeah. I think, you know, he was coming a little bit from behind as well, and it was just a high impact collision. Was it yellow card sufficient because the crowd got behind the decision? I think, yeah, it's just one of them. It's difficult, but let's just see what our actual steel's like here in defence.
Rovers will play the next 10 minutes with 12 men. That'll fire up Widnes Vikings, and Ollie Davis takes the ball in on the first. They're just 20 metres away from the Rovers line. Oh, well, that's interesting. The 18th man's on the field. I've not seen that yet. Will Telecki. And
good
could be in.
Good defence.
Obstruction. No, it's a knock on. I was just worried about the defender outside and wondering if he'd taken a man without the ball and that might get penalised. But no, great defence, as you say. Brad Degg came across, completed the defence. But, well, if Telecki's on, I'm not sure of the rule. And is that 3 HIAs? Does that require if the 18th man is on the field?
Yeah, I believe so.
So, that's a first for me. So, game certainly taking its toll on the Vikings, not just on the scoreboard where Rovers lead 26 points to 0, but obviously picked up a few more injuries to add to their missing halfbacks. Here's Gareth Gale, bringing the ball away from a scrum for Featherstone Rovers. Into the last 20 minutes, Craig Hall trying to break away from Ollie Davis, but the Widnes forward sticks to the task. Here's Hardcastle. Makes it out to the 30. Jones goes left to LeCans, who shows a dummy, doesn't give the ball to Howe, who's operating in the second row on this left edge. I think he's a bit disappointed not to receive the ball then as well. He gets the ball now, but he gets the ball as he's got a man right in his face, so he takes the tackle and he'll play it 5 metres inside his own half of the field. That's a hint of offside there, but it was, well, I thought it was offside, but anyway, it was good kick pressure on Riley Dean in the end. So Widnes, for once, they're not bringing the ball out of their own 10 or 20, and Rovers complete the tackle 35 metres out. Widnes ship it straight to the left edge, and Kieran Dixon is tackled on his own 40 by Riley Dean. Widnes up to the halfway line now. Widnes Vikings 0, Featherstone Rovers 26. Rovers looking good to keep their unbeaten league record alive as Jack Owens goes from dummy half for the Vikings. Finds Sam Wilde. It's a great tackle.
Knock on it, forced the arrow, great play.
Great tackle, one-on-one from Hardcastle. Really thumped him to the ground on this hard surface. Ball came out as he hit the ground, and well, that's the way you play the surface.
Yeah, again, just excellent defence. You know, like a man down, and we're still forcing errors, which is so pleasing.
Yeah, great there to point out that Rovers are down to 10 men and still competing very, very strongly in defence. 12 men playing rugby league here, not association football. Although Gareth Gale had a little go at that earlier on, didn't he? Got some rewards. Rovers have head and feed at the scrum. Riley Dean's got the ball tucked under his wing, and he'll feed the scrum now and take it out of the back and gives the ball to Akins. And intensity dropped a little bit from Featherstone Rovers, but with 12 men on the field, you'd expect that. Here's Arama Howe. Good drive forward, meters under contact, and makes a good 10 metres there. The youngster on debut is Rovers into Widnes half of the field now with Briscoe. Short ball to Johnny Davis. Davis ragged to the ground. Here's Jones. Rovers speeding these play the balls up now. Here's LeCans. Fifth and last for Featherstone Rovers. Not sure you really want your halfback to be caught in possession on the fifth, so Dean takes over on the left edge, just drills it into field, and that's a good end to the set when you've got a guy in the bin and you just want to take time out.
Smart play, yeah, real smart play. You know, just chews up a bit of time, gives us a bit of a breather, get set and go again.
Been a very good use of the loan system, hasn't it, for player and both clubs, you would think. Riley Dean, you know, obviously under contract at Warrington, young player there, and comes to the Championship for a full season, which is good to see, and really fitted in well to the Rovers ranks.
Yeah, he is. He's, you know, he's flourishing with this loan spell, and you know, it's all good experience for him for his career.
Good tackle there, Johnny Davis, pushing his namesake Ollie Davis back into his own 10-metre area. Jack Owens tries to get something going, but the Rovers defenders outside him were alert to that. Remember, Rovers down to 12 men, so doing it short here, but you wouldn't believe so the way they're defending, although the Vikings, I thought, were going to try and go around Rovers then and use that extra man advantage. They play the ball 25 metres from their own line. That just looks like easy defence to me there. Rovers had the numbers, they had the integrity. Brad Day just wrapped the ball up, and again Widnes having to kick from in their own 40. Akins, simple take for him, and we'll say it again. They're outside their own 40, Featherstone Rovers, when the first tackle comes in. Here's Gale, looking for a bit of broken play behind the ruck, and gets a quick play of the ball as well. So 12-man Rovers on the front foot here. Hardcastle takes it forward. This is a great set from Featherstone Rovers. Quick play the balls all the way. Here's Connor Jones looking for a penalty around the mark of defence. He didn't think Ollie Davis was set. But either way, he's made good meters, but then an unnecessary offload, really. No, he didn't
need to do it. He done all the hard work. He just needed to play the ball.
So here come the Vikings. So maybe we use that word a lot in the first half, copy patience.
Patience, yeah.
Just need to get back to that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Oh.
That's a flat ball at best. Good tackle though by Jones. Here's Telecki, the 18th man on the field, a reminder. Johnston operating at dummy half. Widnes go to Jack Owens out the back. Owens takes the line on, sticks to his job there, does Hardcastle. And here's Kieran Dixon from dummy half. Hall completes the tackle. Lockwood's about to come back on for Featherstone Rovers, but what a defensive set there from Rovers, because Widnes were trying to play quick, they were stretching his copy, and we're down to 12 men.
Again, Josh just comes up with a fabulous play, you know, just the low legs underneath, you know, the stomach, and just forces the error again.
So Lockwood ready to come back on the he's ready to come on the field for Featherstone Rovers. He's not the man in the bin. That man is Jack Bussey. So this will be a substitution. Rotation from the Rovers, who get the ball out of a scrum 10 metres from their own line. Play the ball 15 metres out in the shape of Gareth Gale. Go down the short side. He doesn't have many options there, doesn't all, but he makes one for himself.
He does. And now, not play the ball.
Not finding his feet before playing the ball is a call. That's a bad place to give the ball over. Jack Bussey looks ready to return very, very shortly. Can Rovers see out the last few seconds of his sin binning and keep that scoreboard at a very pleasant, round, fat 0? Field hasn't really shown up today, has he, Field? He always worked and worked and worked in a Featherstone Rovers shirt, but we've certainly watched him today, and he's won a penalty there. Rovers accused of trying to rip the ball from his grasp, so it's another penalty to the Vikings, and this time they opt to kick to touch and give up central field position for another 5 metres on the field. Teams don't often do. Let's see if it pays off for them, or see if the Rovers defence can remain resolute once more. 70 minutes, kept the score at 0. Can we keep doing that? Telecki goes towards the line for the Vikings. Lockwood's on the field, he completed that tackle. Widnes stacked up on this right hand side, but the defence closes. Yeah, stops the offload, stops them using them numbers. Here's Johnston, finds Davis. Good tackle. Is that who was that?
Davis.
Day.
Day, yeah.
And
good tackle.
Great defence again. Jack Bussey's back on the field, I think, for Featherstone Rovers. So it's 13 against 13. And can Rovers defend this? The Vikings just a metre or two from the Featherstone Rovers line. Owens puts boot to ball this time. That's a good kick.
Yes.
But LeCans does really well. Gets in the eye line of Fozzard, who can't take the ball in. He looks like he was offside anyway.
It's offside, but what an effort there from LeCan there, just to get in the frame to force the error over the try line. Outstanding play.
He's had an excellent game, particularly in defence, LeCans, hasn't he? He's put some big hits in and made some good defensive reads. And that allows Rovers to move forward. We're back up to 13 v 13, and well, that's always a win when you don't concede down to 12 men.
That's it.
26-0 Rovers lead. 8.5 minutes of the game left. Captain Lockwood takes it forwards. Plays the ball 8 metres inside his own half of the field. Springer offloads. Rovers work it right through Akins to Hardcastle. What a game Hardcastle's had.
Excellent.
Gale's got the 3 tries, but also a very, very strong game from his former Featherstone Lions teammate, Josh Hardcastle. Bussey. LeCans inside ball to Howe. Howe runs back at the ruck. Oh, strength, great strength, great offload. Here's Connor Jones.
Patience.
Spinning.
Patient. There we go.
He called for patience. He's held on to it this time. Howe's gone into dummy half.
Out the back.
Well, he did well there, did the defender, Sam Wilde. He managed to get the hand in and made the offload from Lockwood messy. I think what we can say about Arama Howe's game is that he's got an offload.
He's got an offload, yeah. You know, it's his first game. He's going to try and find his feet, and you know, he's showing some great glimpses of, you know, the offload game there.
Widnes bringing it out of their own 20-metre area. I'm just being advised that it's actually Daniel Smith's 3rd loan at Featherstone Rovers. So a hat-trick of sorts as the ball comes out there. It's a knock-on. That's a forced error. Again, LeCan's involved. A number of times he's caused confusion for the Widnes attack is immense this afternoon. Oh,
refused to give it Widnes.
Yeah, well,
strange.
So what's he saying there? He must have said that we took the ball cleanly and then knocked it on, which...
unless he's... I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm confused with that one myself.
Yeah, you have to scratch your head sometimes. But we're all human. Players make mistakes, referees make mistakes, commentators make mistakes. He could have got it right for all we know. Anyway, we're underway again. Widnes take the ball forwards, up towards the halfway line. This time it's Dean with the tackle. Good meters though, and contact from the Vikings. Here's Wild. Game just gone a little bit quiet. Well, that suits Featherstone Rovers because they took the sting out of this game in the first half with a 22-0 half-time scoreline. This is Vikings taking it forward with... and then they play the ball. Roberts it was. And now they're working the other side of the field, are the Vikings, but great tackle. Great tackle again. It's that man Hardcastle once more for Featherstone Rovers. Little kick in behind. That's a good kick from the Vikings. Hall, though, he does well. He just parries it backwards, then takes control, and now he's got some broken field, and he'll return it for Featherstone Rovers. Gets out to the 20. Great cleaning up from Craig Hall there. Briscoe just stands in the tackle, so strong. Here's Connor Jones from dummy half. He's created the space for himself, the speed around the ruck, and he's going forwards. He's up into the Widnes 30. He's looking for some support. He's got some support from Caleb Akins. Of course, Caleb Akins. He's always in support. He'll play the ball 15 metres out. Here's Howe looking for a debut try, taking the line on, looking for the offload. Great offload to Jones. Jones started it. Connor Jones finishes it. Credit there to the man on debut, Arama Howe, for the offload though, but full credit to Connor Jones. He went, 60 metres from the ruck, and then he finishes the playoff. 2 play the balls later and scores the try for Featherstone Rovers to make it Widnes Vikings 0, Featherstone Rovers 30. Just talk about that team try, Copley.
Classic trademark Connor Jones, wasn't it? Straight out of dummy half, up the guts, splits them, a little bit more composure this time, calculated pass on the inside to Caleb. Caleb there just plays the ball, quick play the ball to Howe, calculated offload again, and Connor's there to support. Again, what a great try.
He keeps his record going. He likes playing against Widnes. He scored in the last 3, make that 4 now. So, well, he's maybe one of the guys who likes playing on this surface, Jones. It suits his speed, doesn't it? Suits his game. That brings the Rovers faithful into good voice again. 10th try for Connor Jones, that. So, he's moving up the try-scoring charts. By the way, 14 for Gareth Gale. He joins Lachlan Walmsley as the league's top scorer now. Was he the top scorer in the league? No, he wasn't. Was it Walmsley? Probably was, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh! And Hall blocks his copybook. He hits the post there, does Craig Hall. So no conversion to that try, but it's immaterial really. It's Widnes Vikings 0, Featherstone Rovers 30, and we got 3 minutes of this game remaining. So Widnes restart. It'd be nice if Rovers could nil the side again. It's happened, seems to have happened 2 or 3 times this year from memory. And
yeah, I think that'll be the most pleasing thing for Sean Long, that 0.
Rovers, they lead the point scoring. They lead the defensive efforts. They're going to go 11 from 11. And still, sometimes people question it. Unbelievable. Smith, the cans. Good quick hands from Akins. Ball comes out of Hall's grasp. He wasn't in control of that ball, so that's a knock on. Widnes will get the ball back just inside the Featherstone Rovers half of the field. Rovers will move 8 points clear, potentially, I think, on the back of this. think I'm right in saying that?
Yeah, I think you might be right, yeah.
Batley beat Toulouse yesterday. They've gone to 14 points apiece. But, as is in rugby league, you can go through the season unbeaten, but you're still as vulnerable in those playoffs. Yeah. Now, Widnes lose the ball. What's the decision this time?
Penalty.
Oh, this time it's a penalty, of course. So, Rovers have to defend again, probably in their own 20. You'll assume that Widnes will dab this first phase penalty into touch. And can Rovers see out the game defensively and preserve that 0 on the scoreboard? Feather going up, the crowd sings. Here's Davis. Good contact from Lockwood, helped out by his teammates as well. Daniel Smith's had a big game, hasn't he?
Yeah, big game as well, yeah. Using that Super League experience.
Yep. Just see how this pans out. Roberts gets the ball to Ince on the wing. He dabs the kick forward.
Knock on.
Knock on, says the referee. Maybe it wasn't a kick. Maybe the ball hit the ground and he tried to make it look like a kick. But, yeah, I mean, you know, Castleford, they're not going great, are they? But
no.
I'm surprised they can afford to send a player like Daniel Smith out on loan, to be honest.
The strange one there, like, but you know, it's been our gain. You know, he's come in these last 2 weeks and been outstanding for us.
True loose forward, can play the middle, can defend, and he's got some play in him as well. Right, Rovers got the ball back, so we'll finish in possession probably as the clock ticks down. 30 points to 0. Featherstone Rovers lead. Ball's out with Hardcastle. Arguably the man of the match today, though it's difficult not to give it to a guy who's had a strong game and scored 3 tries, I suppose. There's been a few great performances from Rovers. We mentioned Smith, we mentioned Hardcastle. Unfortunately, Briscoe, he drops that ball there, so maybe Rovers have to defend the last sets. Correction on the league positions, will be 6 points clear of Sheffield tonight. So Sheffield in second place. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say my prediction would be Featherstone Batley in a grand final.
Featherstone Batley. Oh,
ball over the top from Fozzard. He gave a long arm out, did Gareth Gale, just got some fingers to it, knocked the ball forwards. Game is petering out a little bit.
Yeah, it's just gone a little bit scrappy on it this last couple of sets. You know, you can kind of sense that both teams have just want the final whistle now.
So Sheffield in second place, so Toulouse not in second place. Get to lose some away games in the playoffs, that's what I say. Right, Widnes get the ball out of the scrum. Can Rovers defend this, what is probably the last set of the game? The clock is sat on 80 minutes. Just a matter of seconds remaining. Widnes work it back to the middle of the field. Here's Ollie Davis. No shortage of effort from Davis this afternoon for the Vikings. And now Jack Owens runs around the left to try and create the extra man. The ball doesn't find him though, because Riley Dean does a great job of wrapping the player up, and then it's finished off by Day and by Hardcastle. There's some power on that edge, isn't there, when Day and Hardcastle are playing together. Telecki takes it forwards. This time Lockwood and Bussey do the job. Can Rovers hold out this last set? Here's Fozzard. Oh, great contact. Daniel Smith. Body rock back. Fozzard plays the ball. Owens kicks it towards the in-goal area. It's it's saved well by Bussey, and there goes the hooter. So that'll bring an end to proceedings. Craig Kopchak, he's clapping his hands. The Featherstone Rovers fans on that far side are clapping their hands, because you've got to say, Craig Kopchak, you come away to Widnes, you play on this pitch against the John Keir side, 30 points to 0 is the perfect result.
Yeah, what a game. You know, 2 key things I've picked out of the game, you know, like I said, the patience and our defensive resilience. You know, today was just outstanding. You know, like you say, on this pitch, with John Keir's style of play, to come away with the 0 and the 30 points, wow. Excellent performance.
11 from 11 for Featherstone Rovers, 6 points cleared at the top. It's finished here at the DCBL Stadium in Widnes. Widnes Vikings 0, Featherstone Rovers 30.